Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Men of Yoshiwara Kikuya, and we had just started Kagura's path in the last part, so we are just continuing from there. So, anyway, I think we were in chapter 3. Though it was late, the signs that this town was starting to wake appeared little by little. By chance, they were born as men. By chance, they were blessed with beautiful appearances. And perhaps they were not blessed by the circumstances that surrounded them at birth. Did they have days in which they were loved unconditionally? They found their way to Yoshiwara and sold an ephemeral love that was neither dream nor reality. During this time, some of them gained the skills to rise up in the world. And some of them had an appetite for learning and trained themselves regularly. And some of them chased after these men. This is a world that I've never had a connection with. While recalling the events from yesterday, I went back to Kikuya. Wait. Were we not? I thought... Didn't we just... Okay, like, it's been a day since I played, so, like, you know. But didn't we just leave the shrine after watching him? And now he's here already? Do we, like, not know? Did we, like, wander around? Or is this supposed to be, like, we went back to the room and then he showed up a few minutes later type of a thing? Because it's, like, all of a sudden he's here and it's like, wait. Maybe, I'm like, maybe I got confused into what the hell just happened. But, okay. I thought we went and we oogled him and, you know what I mean? Am I crazy? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. Can't you stay a little? Huh? I was waiting for him in the room, and that was the first thing out of his mouth after he came back. Okay, so I could have just... Wow. Could have just clicked, and I would have got that question answered for me. I'm sorry, it confused me. I was like, wait, did I misremember what happened in the last part? No. Anyway. You didn't stay in this room, did you? Why do you think so? Though I didn't intend to do so, I ended up peeping at him while he was training. I mean, he was training in public, so... But Kagura-san shouldn't have known that. Kageru, you bastard. Plus, it was Iroha-san who told me where he was. So I didn't think that I did such a bad thing. I'm sorry, but he's got those penetrating eyes. It's just like, just tell me the truth. They're a little crazy. Got crazy eyes. And yet, when his sharp gaze pierced through me, my heartbeat sped up all by itself. You have cherry blossom petals in your hair. Why is that? He looked into my face, and I saw myself clearly in his eyes. I was just taking a little walk. His piercing eyes made my chest feel tight, and I had difficulty breathing. A walk, huh? It must have been quite a walk all the way to Inari's shrine. Look at the smirk! He noticed me! I thought that he was so focused on his training that he didn't notice me. Why did you think you would try to deceive my eyes? I wasn't trying to deceive your eyes. We faced each other for a while, but... It's time. I will see you off. He's like, can't you stay? Why were you peeping on me? I wasn't trying to! Let's go now. Weird. He said that to me in a monotonous tone and then quickly stood up. I walked to the gate accompanied by Kagura-san and Kageru-san. Come to think of it, since helping the eloping couple yesterday afternoon, I've experienced things that were unknown to me before. I stepped into the red light district for the first time and joined a banquet. Of course, I had the shocking experience of staying a night in the red light district. But more than that, what I've gained from this day was my encounter with Kagura-san and the other gentlemen. Will you miss me even a little bit? Yes, of course. Look, you don't get a say. You get out of here. I'm just me poking like, you, get out. Shh. Inches the screen over this way so he's the center. You get out of here. The red light district of Yoshiwara, where many people lose themselves in the world of dreams. Just then I saw two familiar-looking people walking towards me up from the road ahead. Why are you leaving with Kagura-san and Kakeru-san seeing you off? It was Takao and Tokiwa. So hard. It seems that you didn't change your choice last night, did you? We were actually waiting for that, did you know? Tokiwa, you had a lot of time last night, right? Takao-san said that and then looked into Tokiwa-san's face. Don't hurt my precious, okay? We love him most of all, I think. Takao wasn't bad, don't get me wrong, but Tokiwa's just so precious. Like, how do you not? I don't know. I think he might be my favorite. Like, they want to pull him off as being kind of like a slut and like stealing other people's ladies, but he's not. This poor gentle little bastard. Look, Kakeru is the only one that I don't really like so far. I don't know. What are you talking about? I didn't have any free time last night. Is that so? Excuse us, you're in the way. Please clear the way. Kakeru-san stepped in between Takao-san and Tokiwa-san, who had suddenly started to argue. And then we tried to pass through between them when... Oh, there's no need to rush like that, is there? Let me get a peek at this cute lady's face in the morning. Takao-san swiftly stood in front of me, blocking the way. I do love how they're making him be such an utter twat in this route. I mean, Kagura's got to rescue us somehow, right? His eyes that glimmered in the morning sun, peering intently into my eyes. Well, how was it last night? Kagura-san's skills weren't bad, were they? What are you saying? That is also... Okay, look. Maybe I came to the red light district. Maybe I paid. Maybe I got a little something something, okay? But that doesn't mean I want you being like, so was he good? That's awkward. We're not friends. I'm gonna tell you. Sorry, I heard a weird noise. Anyway. My face became hot from embarrassment. My lack of tolerance for this also got me so embarrassed that it was pathetic. But don't you think I'm better skilled to pleasure women? No way. You're still lower ranking than he is. Doesn't mean he's not better in bed. Especially if you can't switch. So you pick someone and they're absolutely fucking awful in bed. They don't please you. You don't get to pick? I mean, I suppose if you went to Iroha-san and and you were bitching about it, you were like, you know what? He's just, okay, we'll let you switch because otherwise I'm just going to take my business elsewhere. We'll let you switch. I'm just saying. No matter how much that you can't switch, I bet you they'd let you switch if you were going to take your Benjamins and walk the fuck out the door and go somewhere else. All I'm saying. Speaking of lower ranking, isn't there someone lower than me? And he's right here. Well, yeah, he doesn't know how to please women because he's never done it before, so, give the kid a pass, right? Are you talking about me? Stop arguing about stupid things. As I wondered what to do about the situation, I looked at Kagura-san. When I did, Kagura-san quickly put his hand around my back and pushed me. You don't need to talk to them. Let's go. Kagura-san pushed my back to urge me forward. Takao-san and Tokiwa then said something to us, but soon left. Kageru-san caught up with us soon after, and the atmosphere then returned to quiet. The gate was just a little further ahead. The thought that I might never come again suddenly made me feel lonely. Will I come back here again someday? Will I be able to see Kageru-san again someday? Why would you say Kageru? Why would you care if you see him again? Weird. I think she meant Kagura-san. I think there was a fucking typo there. Anyway, I still had enough money. But that's not the problem. That I knew clearly. Oh, will you come again? Near the gate, Kageru-san asked me. But I couldn't answer. We stopped right in front of the gate. Lie. This is where you lie, girl. Sure! And next time, I would like to hear your story instead of my own. Why here? Why would he say something to make my heart sway? It was a downright unfair thing to say. One, okay, he's probably being just honest. I'd like to hear your story instead of my own. This way I don't have to actually have sex with anyone. I just get paid to talk, and I'd be okay with that. But it's funny because if you think about it, like, let's take a step back. Let's pretend that the whole point of this game is now we're gonna romance the pants off him and we're gonna fall in love and everything. If you were going to, don't you think that a man working at a brothel would be able to tell? She's gonna swing. I gotta make sure she comes back. His livelihood relies on you coming back for more. So of course he's gonna say shit like to sway you. That's his job. Like, I know it's not the point in this game, but it's just funny when shit like this comes up. You're like, I mean, that's the point. She's like, why would he say something like that to sway me? Because he can tell that you wishy-washy and he's trying to get you back to get you money? Yeah, I want your money, honey, honey. Like, I mean, but of course in this sense he probably actually means it because we're gonna fall in love with him. Like, we're gonna love him forever, right? So, anyway. But there's places where men and women might find a connection. Smile at him. Don't say anything. That's like a fully admitting we're not gonna do it. Smile at him. Okay. Like I said, this is where we just straight up lie. Sure, yeah, no, come back, of course. Yes, of course. I'm not sure whether it was right of me to pay him lip service here, but Kagura-san gave me a slight smile. And with my head down, I slipped through the gate. When I turned back, I could see his face paint, his faint appearance. Why did I say his face paint? You know what, I saw and I thought face, and then I was like, no, it's faint, and then I don't know what the hell happened there. I could see his faint appearance. I found that his lovely presence was more than enough to make my chest feel tight. The funniest part about that, though, is like, yeah, could you imagine, though? Will you come back? Of course, yeah. And then she never comes back, and he's probably like, you've got other clients, but like, could you just imagine being like, oh, hey, they said they were coming back and they never did. Oh, man. They lied to me and that sucks. Like, it sucks. I'd feel bad for him. You have to go back once in a while. Like, it's been like a year. Yeah, I've been really busy. Ooh, Kagura's desire. I guess we go back. Like we didn't think we were. And that will finish the cargo check. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Please wait a moment. 1 week later, after I came back from Yoshiwara, I was helping out at the warehouse of the family's business as usual. It was around this time 1 week ago. Oh my, what a whirlwind of trouble that was. Spacey! Where have you been wandering about? I asked you to run errands yesterday. Again, it's so funny because here's the thing. I disappeared for an entire night, and your mom's just like, where the hell were you? The fuck do you think I was? But it's also like, if you just didn't come home for 24 hours, your parents would be like, oh my God, call the cops. Probably no cops here. But I'm just saying, like, you think she'd have a little more panic, or on the total other hand, she'd be like, oh, I bet she's getting laid. You sent me to Yoshiwara and I didn't come home that night. Where the fuck do you think I was? I'm just saying. She shouldn't even be asking. She should know and just be like, not even gonna ask, girl. You old enough. Like, or she should be freaking out and having run around the town. Oh, my daughter's missing. But I'm just guessing at any time that a woman is missing in this town, it's literally like, or you're gone for 4 days. When we got sick in Kageru's route, right? Oh, we were gone for like 3 days before they told my family. Whatevs. Lax parenting is all I'm saying. I mean, we're an adult, but still. Yes, that's right. For the first time in my life, I stayed out overnight without permission. I was almost going to ask, like, where would you have stayed out with permission? Probably at a friend's house. Okay, right. Yep, no. It was only natural that my mother would get angry at me. I'm sorry. I ran into my friend and we went to a restaurant. Then we talked for a long time. I'm really sorry. But even after that, it still didn't seem like enough to calm my mother's anger. She knows where you were. I made her worried. I deeply regret having made her worried. Having made her worry, yeah. And even though I couldn't clearly tell her that, I did learn a lot in Yoshiwara. Not as much as you gonna learn. What? Nothing. Those men of the red light district were beautiful and very fierce. They were strong-minded and pushed forward for the path that they believed in. I felt that everyone had their pride and lived their own lives. So I also wanted to live my life without shame. And they made me firmly believe that. My life and happiness that were given to me. I spent my day just receiving these things. It's not what it means. Oh, that's not what it means to live. And that's what they taught me. Mom, I've decided. My mother was surprised to hear me suddenly assert that in the middle of her lecture. She's like, Spacey, where the hell were you? I can't believe it. I've decided something. Did I fucking ask? No, but I'm going to tell you anyway. What have you decided? I'm going to wake up early every morning and help the family business as much as possible. And our mother's like, that's your fucking job. Like, what? She's like, the fuck? Oh, really? That will make me happy. My mother was looking at me with a vacant expression on her face. She's probably still shocked about you interrupting her. She must have really wondered why I was saying that all of a sudden. Exactly. But after I said that, she stopped hassling me about my staying out overnight without permission. That was the awkwardest sentence break ever. After that, I really did wake up early in the morning. What, like 10? That's early, right? 10 o'clock? 10 a.m.? Oh, sorry. I started learning how to do bookkeeping, and I even tried to help out with cooking. All of that was because of the image of Kagura-san training early in the morning engraved in my mind. Aww, that's so sweet. He's influencing us. When I helped with cooking and toiled away at work, I would sometimes wonder if everything that happened in Yoshiwara was just a dream. He's probably crying and sad now because you're not there. It was bright here. People's expressions and conversations were so lively that it was all too bright. But it doesn't mean that I've forgotten what happened in Yoshiwara and with Kagura-san. No, more than that, those memories come back to me with greater clarity as the days go by. Cue time to go back. The beautiful blooming cherry blossoms along the main street. The breathtaking courtesans procession. The stunningly gilded folded screens and engraved furniture. And Kagura-san. I wasn't even looking. I looked down when I clicked that. I was like, and Kagura-san. Oh yeah, no, that's exactly what she said. Not surprised. Kagura-san. I'll try to live my life according to my own standards. I'll try my best to cherish my life. That's what I thought. But his appearance still continued to make my chest tighten. I should forget him and just make it a good memory. That's what I thought, but I couldn't do it. I wanted to see him just one more time. Sorry, I have to adjust my computer. Sorry. I wanted to see Kagura-san. Before I knew it, I found myself running towards Yoshiwara, gripping money in my hand. That must look crazy. Once again, I went without even considering the consequences. Hold on. I adjusted myself, but now my, headphone cord is, bugging the fuck out of me and is, in an awkward position, so I need to move it again. Sorry. Welcome back, Sim-san. When I walked into the entrance of Kikuya, Iroha-san welcomed me with a smile. I didn't expect that he would remember my name, his job. I thought that you'd surely come again. Kagura has also been waiting for you. Kagura has also been waiting for me? He probably said that just to make me feel better. Though I knew that, my heart was shaking with happiness. I didn't think that he could really be waiting for me. But did he even think of me at all? You may have to wait for a while, but just make yourself comfortable. I will, thank you so much. Then, a man with a larger-than-life attitude made an appearance. I thought there might be a cute girl here, and it turns out to be you. It's Takao-san. Why don't you come to my room today? You can enjoy some games different from the ones Kagura plays. I know what kind of games you play, because I've been there and done that. Takao-san smiled bewitchingly and looked into my face with a pipe in one hand. Sim-san chose Kagura. And that's why I'm giving her a direct invitation like this. Hey, Spacey, if you choose me. After he said that, he brought his lips close to my ear. If you choose me, I'll bring you to a happy place, you know? The smell of his tobacco pipe and sweet incense mixed together. My face flared up and I felt confused. Enough, Takao. Don't cause trouble with the client. What a lifesaver. Iroha-san's words made Takao-san pull his body back and recoil. I was just playing around with her. And because the virgin's just so adorable. Takao. Yes, yes. I'll see you around, Spacey. I'm sorry about that. Please come inside. And so I was led into the room. Then... Okay, I was like, if Kageto shows up, it's like, not you! Look, I'm okay with Takao showing up or Takio, but not you! We just did your route, and you're kind of a little bitch, and no, came for Kagura this time. Right. Sim-sama, thank you for returning. Kagura-san, it's been a while, like a week. Or more, actually. As soon as I saw Kagura-san appear in the room, I began to choke up. It's not like it's been months. It's a pleasure to see you again. Do you remember me? Do you think I would forget you? He's like, I get paid to remember everyone. His eye looked at me as if he were testing me, but those eyes of his sharply pierced straight through me. I constantly thought that I didn't want you to forget me. I'm grateful for that. Well then, please enjoy yourself today as well. Can we just please sleep with this man? Like, there's always like Takao pretty much took us pretty early on, but I just don't want like, oh, okay, yeah, but we're in the red light district and I'm paying for this, so I'm just saying maybe we should get our money's worth. Look, I'm gonna buy the whole cow, but maybe I want a little bit of milk, you know, before I buy the cow. That's all I'm saying. Just a sample. It's so wrong! Saying these things is so wrong! It's funny, considering the fact that, you know, that's what, like, men say. Yeah, why buy the whole cow when you get the milk for free? But, like, so disturbing. It's funny, but still disturbing. Even when the roles are reversed, wow. Kagura-san poured sake into my cup. For today, I didn't want to have a gorgeous banquet like last time. Although, again, I don't want to read that when it happens. I just want to spend a nice, relaxing time with Kagura-san. So that's what I asked of Iroha-san. But I didn't expect it to be this uncomfortable. Are you bored? I guess Kagura-san sensed what I was feeling and said that to me quietly. His glance wasn't on my eyes, but fell upon my hands. Was Kagura-san also feeling uncomfortable and looking around like me? He also said he's not a talker. So it's gotta be awkward when you're I just want to sit and chat with him, and he's like, I don't know how to fucking do this. So it's awkward. Imagining that made me feel a little better. Kagura-san, you're the one who looks bored to be with me. Why did I blurt out such a mean thing to him? I didn't mean to do that. How dare you? Kagura-san looked at me with eyes that gave no glimpse into what he was feeling. Then he blinked once. If a gentleman feels that way, what will come of it? And just like any other night, I was bought by a client. My only duty is to entertain my client. I felt Kagura-san's face become clouded with sadness. Was that basically, she's like, you're the one that seems bored by me. You paid for me, so I have to entertain you, so it doesn't really matter if I'm bored. Ouch. I'm not really sure where you were going with that one, but I don't feel better about it. I wanted to wipe it away, but how could I do that? Why did Kagura-san make that face in the first place? This is boring. I don't think that's the right answer. Entertain me. Smile. This is boring. Oh, I don't know. That just sounds wrong. Entertain me also sounds wrong. Smile sounds wrong, but in the funny kind of way. Like, you should smile more. I don't know which one of these is right. Are we supposed to admit that we're bored? Smile feels safest to me, maybe? Because, like, this is boring. It might be boring, but I feel like that might be rude to say. Entertain me sounds kind of demanding and bitchy, and I don't think we're that kind of person. Smile also sounds bad. Smile? Please smile. Me? Yes, I'll be more than pleased if you would smile, Kagura-san. That's a grimace. Kagura-san stared at me with a puzzled look on his face. We didn't say anything to each other for a while. Has there ever been a time where two people spent time together and felt as suffocating and impatient as it did now? Kagura-san, I've inconvenienced you, haven't I? Kagura-san's face moved into an expression that seemed to ask me, what do you mean? Have I inconvenienced you by coming to see you like this? There is no gentleman who would find it an inconvenience to be visited and chosen by a client. I'm not looking for that kind of answer. I want to know what you're thinking, Kagura-san. Hey! Stop. Why you gotta be a dickhole? You're so fucking cute, but you're kind of a fucking asshole. You're so cute, but you're a jerk. Hey, no shrieking. I don't like the noise, and you know it. I think you do it just to get attention. You could just come over here and get attention, you know. Did I say I want to know what you're thinking, Kagura-san? Because that's what I'm supposed to have just said. Anyway. And then the room fell silent once again. But this time, Kagura-san immediately directed a strong gaze at me. I didn't expect you to come back here again. I didn't expect that the completely innocent lady like you would come back to the red light district. From my perspective, you also don't seem to fit in with the red light district. When I said that, his face winced with surprise, and then he looked at me. Are you saying it would be a better fit for someone like me to challenge a fencing school? No, I didn't mean that. What? Anyway, maybe I read that wrong. Kagura-san's sharp gaze inadvertently made my words get caught up in my throat, but I tried to continue talking to him. This is my own impudent preconception, but I thought that there were only ladies' men in the red light district. So what am I then? When he asked me, it was really difficult to describe him in one word. Not like Takao, who's basically, yeah, I'll do anything to please you. You're actually a kind gentleman and just, you know what I mean? You would expect there to be guys like that, I guess. You know, you have people like, yeah, I'll do whatever. Like Takao, you know, whatever. And then you have these little gentle marshmallows who are just like, okay, yeah, no, we can have sex, but you're just there. He's just like the calm presence. He's when you have a professor complex, right? You got a weird professor fantasy. You're like, just pretend I'm a student and you're the teacher. Like, he just has that, like, studious, serious, like, okay, not all professors are like that, but I'm just saying, you could picture him in that role, right? And now you're like, yeah. And Takao would be like, you know, the man-whore jock, right? There you go. But he's actually a little buttercup, but still. A little slutty, but still a buttercup. Anyway. After much thought, I said, Kagura-san is Kagura-san. The answer that I came to was rather dumb. Kagura-san looked at me with an incredulous look on his face. Ooh, he looks mad. I'm sorry, but while feeling small, I heard a chuckle next to me. I can't laugh like him, sorry. Huh? Kagura-san was laughing. Furthermore, he was laughing loudly and with pleasure. Kagura-san? I'm sorry. You're right. I couldn't be anyone else but me. But I didn't expect that you would be the one to explain that to me. Oh, look, he's blushing. It's adorable. It would appear that before I could find out how to entertain you, you have already entertained me. I wasn't trying that at all. But seeing Kagura-san's laugh bloom with such enjoyment before my very own eyes made me feel relieved. The uncomfortableness that previously filled the room cleared away as if it never existed at all. Well then, what do you desire from me tonight?
I mean, I know what I want, but...
What do I desire? I don't want to read that. So, like, yes, I want that, but I don't at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that was another difficult question. So, for tonight, I don't know. We'll drink through the night. That'll be one drink and I'll be passed out. I want to chat. Well, since we don't have take me to bed right now, we'll go with I want to chat. Because, I mean, I don't know is also pretty accurate, but I'm going to go with chat. I want to talk to you like last time. Is that so? And do you remember our promise from when we said goodbye to each other? I said that I would like to hear your story too next time. Of course. I started to feel excited, but held those feelings back. Yes, because he's not good at talking. He's like, I remember what you said when we said goodbye to each other. But I can't talk about something great like Kagura-san. I would hate for him to think that I'm unlearned and for him to find me boring. Why was I trying to show off? It's weird. I'm not asking you to give a lecture. I just want to know what you like and what you don't like. Because I want to know you more. If that's what he wants, then me too. I want to know him more too. And suddenly he stretched his arms out to me. As soon as I noticed, my body instantly wrapped itself up in Kagura-san's arms. Oh! Oh! He gets a lot of CGs right off the bat. And this is the quickest way for a man and a woman to get to know each other better. I will ask your skin while also asking those lips of yours. You thought I thought you wanted to talk to me, and now you're just gonna make out with me? I'm okay with this. No. As he said that, he softly stroked my cheeks and traced my lips. I got goosebumps all over my body. I felt like all my blood had boiled up and was coursing through my body. I didn't mean that... I know. I tried to resist, but the truth is that I felt happy in his arms. This place felt very lovely to me. I won't do anything that you don't like. But won't you allow me to talk to you as I hold you like this? He's blushing again. It's so cute. Why is it so cute? Anyway, Kagura-san's fingers slowly and neatly combed through my hair. Even though my whole body pulsed like it had become my heart, I felt a sense of peace in this place. What would you like me to talk about? And talk about a time that you felt happy. Like right now? I'm happy right now. I stored this feeling in my heart and talked about a story from my childhood. Kagura-san's chest was very wide and warm, and it made me talkative. I want to stay here with him like this forever. While wishing that, I grew tired of talking that evening and fell asleep. And that night, Kagura-san and I slept together in the same bed. Now, please talk to me again. Talk to me about something that you like, Kagura-san. And then, I'm going to talk about Western studies again, if that's all right. To be honest, I want to hear more about himself, but yes, please tell me about it as I fall asleep in boredom. This is boring! Let's talk about Western studies. Wow, you really are a boring person. I think when someone has an interest in something, you're like, this is a very boring topic, but you're having fun with it, and I enjoy listening because you're happy about it. If you really like the person, like, you might find Western studies completely boring as fuck. You're like, but he would be like, oh, and then there's this, and it's extremely exciting. As excitable as he could possibly get. Which would make you like, oh, this is cute, and I don't mind him talking about it. You know what I mean? Because you like that person. So you'd be like, whatever you talk about is boring as shit, but you're so excitable about it, it's cute, so I enjoy it. You know? Anyway. His story about Western studies was difficult, so of course I couldn't really understand. Kagura-san put his arms out from the bed and painted images in the air to explain to me. It showed how much he admired Western studies. It was quite clear that it was something he studied every day. In Yoshiwara, all by himself. The fact that there was a gentleman talking about the studies of the far-off country of Holland was something that I wanted to firmly keep in my memory, even if I'm the only one who would know it. That's what I thought. The dream. When I awoke the next morning, as expected, Kakuro-san wasn't there. I wondered if he was working hard at morning practice again today. Can we see him shirtless again? So I decided to make my way to Inari Shrine. Whoosh, whoosh. I heard the sounds of a bamboo sword cutting through the air. There he was, just as I had expected. Yeah? So lecherous. Anyway, alone in the deserted shrine. There was Kagura-san doing his morning practice. His sharp eyes and glimmering sweat. Like last time, it was still very difficult to approach him looking like he did. He looked beautiful. Sorry, I'm yawning. His movements were flawless. He wielded his sword with fluid motions. Only this place. It was like a different world that was cut from some other place. I tried to find a good time to start talking to him. Good morning. When Kagura-san put his hands down from his swing to catch his breath, I started to talk to him. You came, huh? Unsurprised, Kagura-san turned to me with a nonchalant look on his face. His brow was lightly coated in sweat. You're training so passionately early in the morning. Please use this if you'd like. I smiled as I handed him a hand towel. Though looking bewildered for a brief moment, Kagura-san accepted the towel from me. You always train together with Kikeru-san, don't you? No, we often do, but not always. Oh, really? Well, what about today? Iroha-san asked Kikeru to do some errands early this morning. So Kikeru-san will come here today. Good, bitch! It's just the two of us. Good, bitch! Then there's actually something that I wanted to try. Girl. Kagura-san, would it be okay if I tried holding a bamboo sword too? He directed a puzzled look at me. I like how his puzzled look looks pissed off. His puzzled look literally looks like he is going to teach you what your fucking place is and how dare you ask him questions. I'm just not sure about that coming from him. He's such a marshmallow, but he's got such an angry face. Perhaps it was impossible for me. Even though it's unladylike, I wanted to try holding a bamboo sword and practicing with it. Are you interested in this? Yes. But if it's impossible, then I'm fine. You can try swinging it. It will calm your mind. Are you sure about this? I don't recall refusing you, did I? After saying that, he had me grip the bamboo sword. And... oh! This one's so cute! Oh, I love it! And this is how you grip a sword. Tighten your armpits a little more. Yes. What's this? As I held the bamboo sword from behind me, Kagura-san put both of his hands on the bamboo sword that I gripped and began guiding my swing. Yes, that's it. And you should open your stance about half a step more. He quickly put his leg in between mine from behind to spread my legs. I knew that he was doing this to teach me the proper width of my stance, but this made me swell up with shame and anxiety. My heart beat loudly and my hands were sweaty as they gripped the bamboo sword. And then you bring the bamboo sword up like this. Kagura-san's hot breath fell upon me. He smelled vaguely of sweetness and his breathing was a little faster than normal. It was my first time getting this close to a man. And then bring it down with a single, quick stroke. The sword, being swung down with a great force, caused my body to go slightly off balance. And that's why I told you to plant your feet like this. Eep! He quickly forced my legs apart again, and this time I let out a scream without a second thought. And then silence fell upon us. What are you getting so loud for? I'm just teaching you. I'm sorry. Perhaps he was taken aback because I made so much noise for such a little thing. What should I say to excuse myself? I got a little surprised. It was too much for me. That might be too much. I'll try the rest on my own. Ooh, I don't know. It's a hard decision. Okay, it was too much for me is not, no, because we wanted to do this, so that's like, no, that's like quitting. I got a little surprised, is the truth. I'll try the rest on my own. I don't know if we should, why, I'm not, it confuses me sometimes when they put things in like this. Because there's usually one obviously wrong answer. And then there's like, okay, that's the truth. But then I'm curious about this. I'll try the rest on my own. These are both seemingly not... Sometimes I feel tricked. Sometimes I feel like it's tricking me. But like... It's not... No, I got a little surprised. I'll try the rest on my own. I'm just gonna go with... I got a little surprised. I got a little surprised. I see. Kakoto-san's body slipped away from me. My back suddenly felt cooler. The heat that covered my back before. That body heat that I felt before. What was that? What could be the name of that urge that led me back to Yoshiwara again? Lust? What could it be? Suddenly, I remembered the events of the day when I first came to Yoshiwara. Here in Inari Shrine. This is where I discovered the couple who were going to run off together. Could the passion that I felt that time be what I felt inside myself right now? Hey, Kakoto-san, what do you think about running away? What do you think? That's an awkward thing to ask. Running away? Kakoto-san stared at me with a severe look on his face. I knew that the fact that I helped her run away is something that I shouldn't be revealing to people. But I wanted to talk to Kakoto-san about what happened the other day. The other day. Not the other day, the other day. And I wanted to express this burning feeling within my heart, even if just a little. It happened on the day I first came to Yoshiwara. It was when I happened to pass by this place, Inari Shrine. I met a couple that were about to run away. Kakoto-san's face quickly turned pale. Running away is a serious crime. If I've aided the serious crime, I too would be accused of the crime. That much I knew. You're telling me this, even knowing where we are right now. With a severe look on his face, Kakoto-san lowered his voice and said that. I know. But right now, it's just you and me here, right, Kakoto-san? After I said that, Kakoto-san's face grew even more severe, and then he stared at me. Do you think it's okay to trust me so easily? See, you say that like you're supposed to make me question it, but of course I'm going to. The way I heard, it was like he was telling me not to trust him. I don't know. I trust you. Respond with the question. I trust you. I wouldn't be telling you this if I didn't trust you, and I'm going to fall in love with you, so of course I'm going to trust you, right? Duh. I trust you. I stared straight into his eyes and answered him like that. Kakoto-san didn't say anything. And while he kept silent, he stared back at me, as if trying to find out my true intentions. But you don't know if someone could have been listening to us somewhere. So don't say thoughtless things. I know. But Kakoto-san, you won't do anything to betray me. Will you? When I said that, Kakoto-san briefly sighed in resignation and then relaxed his expression. I have no need to betray you, but you're too naive. Here in Yoshiwara, that is a forbidden topic. And don't ever talk about it here again. And you didn't just see them, you helped them. And you didn't say that, did you? I couldn't even respond to that. I didn't expect him to admonish me so much. I wonder if the ask him a question would be like, you wouldn't betray me, would you? It just skips to that. But Kakoto-san took my silence as a yes, and then frowned. Why would you do such a thing? I followed what I felt and what I thought. So you are what they call a sheltered princess, huh? You are way too naive. If you want to carry out your own sense of justice and values, you also need to get more experience. His terribly cold manner of speech made me sad. As I hung my head in sadness, Kakoto-san's hand gently stroked my hair. Surprised by this, I lifted my head. I'm telling you this because I'm worried about you. Swear to me that you won't talk about it ever again. I felt like I had seen a flicker of kindness deep inside his piercing eyes. His hand that combed my hair was very gentle and moved smoothly. I swear, it seemed like he was trying to console my sad feelings and warm me up. Despite having felt that he was so cold and scary, I was surprised that he could console people like this. That innocent heart of yours. There may be people who want to defile it. Huh? Well, you should watch out. If it wasn't me that you talked to, you could have been in big trouble. You could have been taken and accused of aiding and abetting. And they could have extorted money from you. And they could have even asked you for enough money to pay for their freedom. And if you couldn't pay for it, you might have to work as a servant in Yoshiwara. You have no idea just how severe, merciless, and relentless people can be. You could only say the things that you did because you're completely ignorant of all that. I felt a chill run down my spine. I'm sorry. That really was thoughtless of me. If you understand it, then it's fine. Kagura-san's hand that had been stroking my hair for some time slipped away from me. I felt reluctant to part from him. I wished that he would make me warm and comfort me more. He was really worried about me. With his terrifyingly severe expression, Kagura-san taught me something. He taught me how short-sighted I was. He taught me that so I could protect myself. And I'm telling you just as a reminder, running away is a very serious crime. If they're caught, then their lives cannot be guaranteed. It's that serious? And the punishment is so harsh. I can't talk about it in front of women. Running away is the same as risking your life. Running away is risking your life. Do you think that it's love? And do you think that it could be true love? As Kagura-san asked me these questions, his face appeared to become somewhat clouded. Maybe I was seeing things, but the strength that Kagura-san always had was gone. I don't know yet, but love means something different for each person. Isn't it ideal that everyone can protect their own love in their own way? Kagura-san chuckled. You said that like you're well versed in the subject. You haven't even experienced temporary love, have you? And then why don't you try to dream more? Women visit the red light district for their dreams. Why don't you do the same? Kagura-san, why was he so frustrated? He's frustrated because he wants to sleep with you and you won't let the man. Of all the people to be like, God damn it, just let me have sex with you, fucking Kagura, right? I'm sorry. Kagura-san quickly looked away from me and murmured. But it almost sounds like that. Not like that, but you know what I mean? He's like, you don't even know what temporary love is. And that's what women come to the red light district for, is temporary love and to live out their dreams and fantasies. And yet you won't even do that. Why won't you do that? He probably feels frustrated that we're not, like, coming more frequently. I mean, you would think, oh, you have a client who is a regular, right? What happens if they just stop coming? You're like, oh, well, I mean, yeah, maybe they moved on with their life or something, but you have to think there's got to be the level of insecurity. Maybe like, oh, people find me boring. And like, you know, maybe he's top gentleman because of what he can do in the sack, but maybe he doesn't get to be top. He's one of the top, but he's not top because women don't really get that. Oh my God, you're so boring. And then they don't even want to be. Poor thing. Oh. See our insecure little marshmallow? That's kind of sad and adorable. I kind of like it. Anyway. Kagura-san quickly looked away from me and murmured, everyone starts to fall in love, understanding all too well that it's just a temporary love. What would happen if I really became infatuated with a woman? It appears that I sometimes lose myself when I'm talking to you. Kagura-san's suffering eyes penetrated my heart. I felt painful. What is this painful feeling? When I'm with Kagura-san, I question myself many times. What do I feel about him? And what do I want from him? I couldn't discern if this was temporary or real. There was nothing I could say to being called a naive lady who knew nothing of the world. So I stared straight back at Kagura-san. We've talked for too long. Let's go back. Yes. Kagura-san slowly veered his eyes away from me. Kagura-san, haven't you ever fallen in love? Huh? Kagura-san suddenly stopped, preparing himself to go back. Did I say something that I shouldn't have? The men of the red light district fall in love with the woman who has bought them on that day. Fall in love with the woman who has bought them on that day. Wow, they're learning to read. And that's not what I was trying to ask him. But his appearance seemed to relay that he didn't want me to ask him any more than that. I couldn't say anything to Kagura-san in his current state. So, like the women who visit the red light district for their dreams, do you have any dreams, Kagura-san? You've been studying and training with your sword so passionately. You must certainly have something in mind, don't you? But he turned his face down as if to refuse my question. I don't have any dreams. Aw, you're just hiding them. There can't be any men on this island who have dreams. What do you... Let's go back. It's about time for breakfast. It's best if you eat and leave. Why has he concealed what lies in his heart? Perhaps it couldn't be helped from Kagura-san since he works in Yoshiwara. My heart ached so much. I thought that Kagura-san, of all people, would be someone who really had a dream. Chapter 6. At the interval. At the interval? Spacey! How could you do that again? I'm sorry. Oh, that's right, Mother. I'll organize these packages. Oh, well, I would like you to do that, but that's not what I'm talking about. And I'll do the bookkeeping, too. So you should have a cup of tea and rest for a bit. Spacey! Oh, I'm just so busy. I pushed my mother, who looked like she still had more words, into the room and went about my work. When I came back from Yoshiwara this morning, as expected, my mother scolded me. Though I expected that, all I can do is just evade her like this. On this island, almost all women visit the red light district when they become adults. I heard that the mainland has no such custom. But I was taught that this is inevitable, given that no men are born on this island. I continued working while thinking that when... Oh, there's a letter among the packages. I tried to take out the letter that had found its way among the packages. When I saw the name of the letter's sender, I instantly stopped what I was doing and shouted. It's from Genemon-san! Genemon-san. The Genemon... Hiraga. Why in the world could my brain not process Hiraga? Why could I have not... I just felt like there was a whole other, like, bunch of... I don't know why my brain was like, there is other words, there's other letters in there that weren't there, and I was... Oh, well. Anyway, is my favorite uncle. Ever since I was little, he would treat me very well. He traveled around the country and would always tell me stories of the world. He would always tell me stories of the world was unknown to me. That was unknown to me. Lord, they let Tim type this shit. He sucks. Someone fire Tim. He's a terrible typist. Christ. If this is your first time here and you don't know who Tim the Terrible Typist is, he's the one that, he's the intern that I joke types all this shit and makes all the typos and is just terrible at his job. Hence Tim the Terrible Typist. I don't remember which game it started in, but it's been around for a while and we blamed him for all the bad typing. And translations. Tim's a terrible translationist. I don't know if translationist is a word. Translator is the word. We're going with translationist. It's more fun. Anyway, Genemon-san's trading business was pretty big. He traded rare products from East and West and wondrous items overseas. He knew everything. I was also surprised to know that he had some connection with top government officials. On that subject, in Kikuya, everyone thought I was Genemon-san's daughter. And because of that, I've been able to see Kagura-san. So I must be thankful. In the letter from Genemon-san, I must be thankful to him for that. It's not like, it almost, the way it's worded, it almost sounds like she's like, he's kind of a dick. Well, no, I have to be thankful. But she's like, oh my god, I love him, he's great. I have to be thankful to him for that. It's like, I know she's just making a statement about having to be thankful, but it just sounds so awkward. It literally almost sounds like, but I have to be thankful. He's awesome, but I have to be thankful. Like, yeah? Like, it's weird. Anyway. Mother, it seems that Uncle Genomon will come soon. Oh, wow. I told my mother to take a break, but she left the shop after being surprised by my voice. My mother also appeared to be thrilled that Uncle Genomon was coming for the first time in ages. Of course, I'm very happy too. Uncle Genomon always got me excited. Awkward phrasing considering the game that we're playing. Because he always showed us expensive, rare, and much coveted items. They were all items that we were eager to have. Then a thought suddenly came across my mind. I wonder if he'll bring a beautiful kimono. It's something that would allow me to hold my own, even in Yoshiwara. I'd like to wear it and meet Kagura-san again. I thought such things. I'm going to stop here. Because I'm not quite sure how much longer. Well, I mean, I know we're just started chapter 6, but I don't want to go and it be like 10 more minutes. I mean, 10 more minutes wouldn't be bad, but it could be 15, you know what I mean? So it could be 2 minutes, but we're going to stop here because we're about at time and this is a good enough place to stop. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.